Hi, my name is Sylvie. I am a certified health coach and yoga instructor. And today we are putting together some of my favorite yoga hip flexor strengthening exercises in one single routine. Strengthening your hip flexors is very important to improve your mobility, reduce back pain, hip pain, even foot and ankle pain. Today's yoga routine is a little bit more advanced. Give it a try, and if you find that you struggle too much, I have an alternative routine linked in the description below. Also, you can check out the blog post where I provide beginner options. I'm really excited about today's routine. I'm going to be using it on a regular basis myself simply because I've been wanting to achieve certain moves like the pistol squat and the crane pose, for example, and these require a lot of hip flexor strength, which I feel I'm lacking. We'll be working on this. Let's get started in your yoga squat. Bring your feet about hip distance apart with your toes pointing out slightly. And then lower your butt down, sink into your squat. You can play around with your squat. That's how you're going to be gaining the strength and the flexibility as well as the mobility. Playing around with your squat and noticing how this feels. And if you're feeling comfortable here and you want to add some more, you can bring your left palm on the ground in front of you and then twist your waist, bring your right arm up, open your chest, and look at the ceiling. We're gonna breathe here for a moment. I'm gonna switch side. This is more like a warm-up for me. A great way to start opening up your hips and stretching and strengthening your hip flexors. If you look at the exercises I provided in the blog post, you'll notice that the beginner exercise include that deep squat. This is a great one for beginners as well. And that's why in the context of this more advanced routine, it's a great warm-up. Lower your hand. Now I'm going to just do a bit of a mobility exercise here. You're going to take your right knee to the mat and then take it back up. Left knee to the mat, take it back up. We're gonna do that 5 times on each side. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, now you're ready to get in your side lunge. There's different levels. You can sink as low as you want. You can start here and just move from side to side, just like so. And then feel your butt sticking out and back. Or you can go into the Skandasana squat, just like here. Press your left heel, the extended leg, on the mat. And then switch side. That's 2. We're going to do 5 on each side. Three, 4, and 5. And now I'm gonna add some mobility to this. You're going to sink your butt down, bring your knee to the mat, and then lift back up. Repeat that on the other side. That's 1 on each side. Whoops, sometimes you can assist yourself with your hand, like I just did. That's 2. Three, 4. Well, I'm doing 4 still here. Now that's our last one here. Okay, let's get into plank. You'll need blocks, most likely. I highly recommend blocks. It will make these exercises a little bit more accessible. Bring your hands on your blocks. Lift into plank. We're going to bring your right knee into your chest and really squeeze into a tight ball. We're gonna hold that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Repeat that 5 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now this is the 4th time. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the other leg. Focus on bringing your heel to your butt too, okay? That's 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna take a short break before we move on into our next plank exercise. If you need longer breaks, you can pause the video. Back into plank. Now you're gonna take your right toes to your right wrist. Raise your right leg and then tap your toes to your wrist. We're gonna do that 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Let's do the other side. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, another short break. The next hip flexor strengthening exercise is very helpful for many yoga transitions that you may see. And that's why I decided to include it in this routine. I really struggle with it. I have to assist with my hand, which you may have to do as well. But hopefully, the more we practice here with this yoga routine, the more we can strengthen our hip flexors and our core to manage the transition. So you're going to get into your side plank. Let's start on the right hand. You're gonna lift here. And one helpful aspect of this side plank is that you're sticking your butt out, squeezing through your side. And then you're going to lift that left leg. And now you're going to straighten your left leg and try to bring it here where your left hand would be. You lift on your back toes, in this case the right toes, and you slowly try to bring your foot down. As you see, I was using my hand. Now you can lower your right knee on the mat. I'm gonna stretch just for a moment. We're gonna repeat that one 3 times. Now, back on into your side plank. Stick your butt out. Raise your left leg. Straighten it. And then twist, twist, Try to get that foot. Ah. Another stretch. Last time, into the side plank. Straighten that leg. Now we're going to do that on the other side. You're pressing your left hand forward, sticking your butt out, and then you can lift that right leg. Straighten your right leg. Bring your hand forward slowly, slowly, slowly. A bit of a stretch. Back into your side plank. Lift onto your left toes. Squeeze your core, your hip flexor. And lower your left knee for a quick stretch. Last time. Straighten your leg. Nice. Now we're going to sit with your legs outstretched in a V. You're going to use your blocks. And we're going to trace circles using your toes. We're going to start with your right foot 5 times, left foot 5 times, and then both feet together 5 times as well. You'll notice that if you lean back, it makes the exercise easier. So do that as much as you need to. But the goal is to eventually be able to stick your chest forward as you do these. All right, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now both legs. I'm going to turn around just to show you a different angle. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I also have this exercise in my pancake routine. The pancake routine is great to strengthen your hip flexors as well, plus it improves your flexibility. Next, we're going to do some boat pose drills. And the boat pose is another yoga hip flexor strengthening exercise that is super, super effective. You can do any of the variations, like bending your knees and holding your thighs, or you can let go of your thighs. And then you can also straighten your legs and see how long you can hold that. Sometimes I like to grab my ankles, try to bring my legs closer, and then see if I can let go. My legs really shake when I do this one. We're gonna try a drill in the boat pose. I don't know if I can do it, but we'll give it a try. So you're going to straighten into your boat pose and then tap your wrists. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I was struggling, but that's the whole point. We'll be practicing this routine and improving. Next, you're going to use our blocks again. And you're going to lift your knees off the mat as you press on the blocks and squeeze into a tight ball. And we're going to do that 5 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to try to lift one foot off the mat and then the other, and we're going to do a total of 10, so 5 on each side. Squeeze your core, lift your knees, and then tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower. Our next exercise is to get some practice in the hell sit. The hell sit requires hip flexor and quad strength. So that's another good exercise to practice. Your blocks are under your shoulders and you're going to press on the blocks as you lift your butt off the mat and then bring your butt back and then try to lift your right leg and then the left lower down. We're going to do that 5 times. 1, 2. That's the third one here. Lift the right, the left. Lift the right, the left. And then we're going to do that one last time. Right, left. Next, you're going to get in the pyramid pose. The pyramid pose is one of the main front split stretch that I like doing. You need to have your right foot forward, your left foot back at a 45-degree angle. We're going to repeat that 5 times on each side, I think. And so what you want to do is you want to lift your right foot off the mat by squeezing your core, your hip flexor, and also rounding your back and squeezing through your shoulders. You may not be able to lift the foot off the mat, and if you can't, the action is really what matters. Just pretend you are, squeeze in. And apparently I need to get even higher than my blocks to manage this. I'm gonna go onto my fingertips here and lift my leg 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's switch side. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to practice this pistol squat, and you're going to keep your blocks under your shoulders. Start with your right leg outstretched in front of you and pretend you're sitting in the pistol squat to lift and lower your right foot 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, we're going to lift from the pistol squat into the standing splits, and we're going to repeat that 5 times on each side. You can take a break if that's too much for you, but eventually it would be a great exercise to be able to follow along with. Again, you're going to have your right leg outstretched and then press into the blocks to lift your butt up and squeeze to get your right leg into the standing splits. And then you're hiking your right hip so that you can bring your right foot in front of you into the pistol squat. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Now you can take a rest in your forward fold. You may find that the lack of flexibility is keeping you from following along some of the exercises. And if that's the case, you can check out my flexibility transformation program. I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, let's work on the other side. Press up into your standing splits and then back down. 2. 3. 4. And last one. Our next exercise is going to be in the forward fold. We're going to stretch a little bit more. In this forward bend, you want to make sure that you're sticking your butt out and not rounding the lower back. And it's helpful to bend your knees and press your heels on the mat to ensure you're stretching properly. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to tap your toes to your wrist, just like that. And we're going to do 10 times on each side. Actually, I think it's easier. It's too easy on the blocks for me. I'm going to do it just here like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, another 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Our last exercise is the crow pose. As I mentioned, one of the main reasons I put together these yoga hip flexor strengthening exercises is I wanted to improve my yoga practice. And one of the poses that I'm working on is the crane pose. The crane pose requires incredible hip flexor strength. It's kind of like the crow pose, but you're not resting your knees on your triceps, you're really squeezing your knees into your armpits. I'm working on that, and to improve my strength and ability to get in the crane pose, I'm practicing the crow pose. Obviously, the crow pose is a bit more of an advanced yoga pose, and if you haven't been able to get in a crow pose, it's okay. You're done for today. Keep practicing this routine to improve your strength, and eventually you'll be able to get in the crow pose. Another thing to keep in mind is the crow pose is not just about strength. It's a lot about overcoming your fears. It's about stacking your body properly in the pose. If you would like a crow pose tutorial, comment below and let me know. I'll create one for you. In the meantime, we're just going to get in the crow pose and stay there for 30 seconds. My goal is to improve my crow pose so that my knees are not resting on my triceps as much. As I stay in the crow pose, I really try to focus on pressing through my shoulders and squeezing into a tight ball. I'm gonna get my timer ready. Okay. Now, after doing all these core exercises, it's gonna be hard to stay in the crow pose, but we'll see what I can do. Now you make sure that you tip forward further than you want to. And then you lift your feet off the mat, pressing through your shoulders. We're done for today's yoga hip flexor strengthening exercises. I hope you've enjoyed this routine, and if you want more, check out my website. I have a lot of other routines. I also have programs to guide women over 40 who want to use yoga to get in the best shape of their lives.